The 49ers just made a shocking signing to start their free agency period. And this is honestly unreal, the fact that the Niners were able to pull this off. And now they have a potential wide receiver one for the immediate future for this team. And maybe, just maybe, this alters their ability to go and win a Super Bowl. And we're going to break that all down for you on this episode of Niners Digest. My name is Ethan Galbraith. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because we've noticed 88% of you haven't subscribed yet. It's free to do so. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any Niners updates because we're going to give you everything we got, including the home run swing that the Niners have just taken to start free agency. I talked about it in the last video with the Niners bringing back Eddie Pinheiro. That was the first major move. What was next? Well, we got our answer. You want a home run swing? Here's a home run swing. The 49ers are making a splash, bringing in future Hall of Fame wide receiver Mike Evans, ending his decade-plus long career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a future Hall of Fame career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from one bay to the other. Mike Evans is going to the Niners. Wow. I've talked about for months, weeks, Cameron and I have talked about this, all of the potential wide receiver free agents that the Niners could go and get, and Cameron has talked about Mike Evans to the Niners recently because it has been rumored, but the fact that this has actually gone through and is going to happen is honestly kind of ridiculous because yes, that Mike Evans is coming to San Francisco. Now, this is a give and take. I don't want to get too excited about this yet, but let's start with the positives. The positives is that you're getting a future Hall of Fame wide receiver to come play football for you, and more than likely is going to be your immediate wide receiver one. Mike Evans needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway because due to his recent injuries in 2025, not that people forgot how good of a receiver he was, but how consistent the man was. Here are his statistics during his time in Tampa Bay, and you just look up and down there. 1,000-yard season after 1,000-yard season. It's pretty ridiculous, honestly, how consistent he was, and of course, how big of an impact he had during the Buccaneers title run back in 2020, 2021. Multiple seasons with double-digit touchdown receptions. Since day one of being in the NFL, this man has been a machine. He's been consistent. He's been playing great football. Look at the games played. That's one that I want to talk about, a stat that I want to talk about here. Look how consistent he is. Double-digit games in nearly every season, except 2025. Now, this is where I don't want to get too excited because Mike Evans is turning 33. The Niners have signed him to a 3-year contract, which I will talk about in a second, but he's going to be 33. And he's coming off a season where he played the fewest amount of games he played in his entire career in a single season, and therefore had a significant drop-off in statistics. Only 30 catches last year, 368 yards, only 3 scores. So where am I going with this? Well, it kind of seems this signing, while it is a major big-name signing, we've been kind of craving that in San Francisco for a while now because the Niners don't always make these types of moves, and yet they did it here. But the Niners' goal, if we were supposed to take any hints from last offseason, was that they wanted to get younger. And signing a soon-to-be 33-year-old wide receiver isn't really getting younger. So what does this mean? Well, it probably means what the signs look like. It's pointing to the fact that they're trying to win now. They're going to win now. And you can see that with the contract that Mike Evans was given. It's a 3-year contract worth up to north of $60 million, which I saw that and I thought this is kind of ridiculous because, again, he is going to be 33 and we're giving a soon to be 33-year-old wide receiver $60 million. Now, we don't know how this contract is stacked up. Is it front loaded over the first year, 2 years? We don't know that, but the reality is that the Niners have given Mike Evans, at this point in his career, a 3-year contract, which averages out to about $20 million a year. The Niners are going all in now. Although it does seem kind of like it goes against what they just did recently, last offseason, with letting a lot of their good players walk. They're looking to win now. Mike Evans is not a future investment. He is here to be wide receiver one right now. So I've been talking previously about how I didn't think there was a wide receiver one on this roster. Now there is. The question is he going to be able to be healthy? Which I feel like is a question for all Niners players, which is ridiculous in and of itself, but I'm not getting into that here. What I'm saying is, if Mike Evans can stay healthy and can return to his consistency that he had up until 2 seasons ago, then the Niners are in great shape. because regardless of what Evans can produce when he's healthy, the fact that he's available is already an upgrade. Because remember, this money that the Niners are using to pay Mike Evans comes from the Brandon Ayuk voided guarantees. So already the money's going to, I don't think it's a stretch to say, a better spot. But again, can Mike Evans remain healthy? This was the 1 year where there were concerns about potential injuries, and he missed multiple games. So what is Mike Evans going to look like in 2026? Well, we can only hope he'd be healthy. And regardless of whatever team he played on, I hope he would stay healthy, because having Mike Evans healthy and playing good football is good for the league. And it's even better if he's on your team. I also just want to add how kind of weird it feels that a legend from one team is now leaving that team. And you see this all the time, but rarely does it happen to your team when that legend comes to your team. So Mike Evans is in San Francisco. Should he be able to stay healthy? That's a wide receiver one right now. That's a great weapon for Brock Purdy. But this can't be the end. They can't sign Mike Evans to this big contract and call it a day, because we saw today earlier, there's still concerns with whether the 49ers are going to be able to bring Trent Williams back. They said today that they're open to trading him, which again, I think is ridiculous. Please resolve that. But as I was making this video, the Niners have lost their first free agent wide receiver. Kendrick Bourne has signed with the rival Cardinals for a 2-year contract worth $10 million and a max value of $12 million. So Kendrick Bourne is gone. He was the one that said that he wanted to come back. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying he was probably the free agent wide receiver most likely to return to San Francisco, and now he's in Arizona. He's going to be in Arizona. So they get one, they lose one. What does this mean for Juwan Jennings? Well, with the Mike Evans signing, Juwan Jennings is more than likely going to be out the door. He's probably going to get a contract somewhere else. That hasn't been confirmed yet at the time of this recording, but if Mike Evans is coming here to be wide receiver one, part of what he wanted was to be in a situation where he was going to get a lot of touches, and he's going to get that in San Francisco. So that takes away from Jennings most likely. So I wouldn't be surprised if this pretty all but confirms that Jennings is leaving San Francisco. I've been down that rabbit hole before. I'm not I don't view that as bad blood. Go get your money, Juwan Jennings. I respect it. So now the Niners have Mike Evans, but Kendrick Bourne is already gone. Juwan Jennings is probably not coming back. What are they going to do with Sky Moore? They can't stop here. Well, I'm going to continue to say, go and get Romeo Doubs. I understand that maybe you don't want to spend a lot of money on 2 wide receivers, but this is the state of what we're in right now. The Niners can't stop here. I think this is a really great investment for right now, which is bringing in Mike Evans. But they can't stop here. Kendrick Bourne is gone. We don't know what's going to happen with Juwan Jennings and Sky Moore, so the Niners need to keep the momentum going. You got to keep spending. You got that money for a reason. So my final thoughts are this. I like it. I got to see it in practice to love it. On paper, Mike Evans on this roster, on this offense, is great. It kind of goes against the idea that they were going to get younger, but if they're looking to win now, a healthy Mike Evans is really going to help you win now. The question is if he's going to be healthy. But I'm not going to jump to conclusions there. I support this. I support the signing, but this can't be the end. That's my final thought right there. Long-winded, but this is my final thought. I like the signing. This can't be the end. They got to keep going. So we will keep you updated on any future signings that the Niners have, because hopefully this isn't the last one. They've already started to make other moves here and there, and rumors as well. The good old rumor mill is doing its thing. But for now, we'll keep you updated. That's all we have for this episode of Niners Digest. We'll continue to keep you updated on the rest of the Niners moves. Free agency is just getting started. Can't wait to see what's next. My name is Ethan Galbraith. Thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.